Amazon just shut down Elon Musk's new SpaceX mission. Jeff Bezos has had Elon Musk in his crosshairs for quite some time now, and after many missed shots, Amazon could have finally landed its first significant strike. But SpaceX always has a few tricks up its sleeve. So, are you interested to know more about this? Keep an eye on the video. Welcome to Elon Musk Future. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update about Elon Musk. SpaceX recently abandoned the Starlink plan, which Amazon objected to during a high-profile battle at the FCC in 2021. SpaceX also wants to launch its second-generation broadband satellites starting in March, but the fight is still on with Amazon, saying that SpaceX's latest filing raises a number of issues that call for analysis and a potential response, which is Amazon's way of saying that things need to be delayed back in August 2021. Amazon's Kuiper Systems objected to Starlink's plans for two different configurations for the nearly 30,000 satellites of its Gen 2 system, each of which arranges these satellites along very different orbital parameters. Amazon said that having two mutually exclusive configurations violates FCC policy and would force competitors to do double the work in the future. SpaceX has said that it pitched two possible configurations in the event its preferred setup doesn't work out. The FCC rule in question doesn't specifically outlaw SpaceX has approached though, but SpaceX has attempted to make it all irrelevant because it recently told the FCC that it's abandoning the alternative configuration, saying it's no longer needed. The SpaceX filing said SpaceX made it clear that it did not intend to operate both configurations and would inform the Commission about which configuration it would use as development became more certain. A lot has changed in the intervening period, and SpaceX has exceeded its own expectations and the pace of developing its Gen 2 satellites and its Starship launch vehicle. Accordingly, SpaceX hereby notifies the Commission that it will pursue Configuration 1 and abandon Configuration 2 proposed in the amendment. The chosen configuration includes 29,988 satellites, all altitudes ranging from 340 kilometers to 614 kilometers. SpaceX said it still plans to have the second-generation satellites ready for launch as soon as March 2022, pending regulatory approval. When SpaceX was still seeking approval for the configuration approach, it told the FCC that Amazon was trying to delay competitors to compensate for its own failure to make progress of its own. Amazon responded by telling the FCC that the conduct of SpaceX and other Elon Musk-led companies make their view plain rules for other people, and those who insist upon or even request compliance are deserving of mockery. SpaceX responded to that by calling Amazon's protest an irrelevant diatribe. The FCC decided that SpaceX has applications for 30,000 satellites to be accepted for filing on December 23rd, but also a 30-day comment period that expires on January 24th. On January 10th, though, Amazon asked the FCC for a 30-day extension to the deadline for filing responses to SpaceX's application to deploy 30,000 satellites. According to Amazon, SpaceX's recent filing came in response to the FCC seeking clarification on several aspects of the SpaceX amendment, including the relationship between the Gen 2 system and SpaceX's first-generation system, the applicability of Section 25.159 of the Commission's rules, minimum elevation angle, launch plans deployment, altitude, expected reliability, and in-orbit lifetime. Amazon also said that evaluating a constellation of this unprecedented scale will involve complex and novel issues. It looks like Amazon is trying anything it can to delay SpaceX plans. The FCC did grant Amazon's request for an extension, though not for the full 30 days. The comment deadline was extended from January 24th to February 8th. Kuiper has FCC approval to launch 3,236 low Earth orbit satellites, but its current satellite launch schedule puts Amazon's project nearly 4 years behind Starlink. SpaceX also filed in opposition to Amazon's request for an extension, telling the FCC having failed in its attempt to derail SpaceX's application with an unprecedented demand to prevent the Commission from even accepting comments on it. Amazon now seeks to slow roll the comment cycle to further impede Commission action. Having first claimed that evaluating 2 constellation configurations was too burdensome for it to manage, Amazon now makes the surprising claim that even a single configuration is too taxing for Amazon's legion of lawyers and lobbyists. One wonders what proposal to serve American SpaceX could put forward that Amazon would feel able to handle in the standard comments cycle and the many months leading up to it. SpaceX criticized Amazon for conveniently ignoring the fact that it had abandoned the 2 configuration strategy that Amazon objected to. SpaceX also argued that its January 7 filing doesn't contain any substantial new information that would justify a 30-day comment delay. SpaceX said Amazon asserts that the Commission recently sought and received clarification on a number of issues related to the applications. Yet in most cases, SpaceX merely confirmed information already contained on those applications or provided additional information that bears on timing rather than the technical merits of the app. Locations the company's filing have been flying back and forth like this for quite some time now. SpaceX recently submitted a filing that criticizes Amazon's orbital debris mitigation plan and claims that Amazon believes that its system should be judged by a different set of rules than it has demanded should be applied to by others. SpaceX also urged the FCC to seek more information from Amazon. Let's take a look at why Amazon is so desperate to delay SpaceX after years of development within SpaceX, and after securing nearly $885.5 million in grant funds from the FCC. In 2020, Starlink picked up the pace. In 2021 and January 2021, after 3 years of successful launches, the project has surpassed 1,000 satellites delivered into orbit 1 year and many successful launches later. Starlink boasts nearly 2,000 satellites orbiting overhead. The business side of Starlink is picking up momentum too in February 2021. SpaceX disclosed that Starlink was serving more than 10,000 customers after expanding pre-orders to even more potential customers, releasing a second-gen home internet satellite dish, and exploring the possibility of providing in-flight Wi-Fi for passenger aircraft. Elon said that Starlink had shipped more than 100,000 satellite internet terminals to customers in 14 countries. In SpaceX January 7 filing, it was revealed that Starlink now has more than 145,000 users in 25 countries. The company has launched 1,900 first-gen satellites and said that the Gen 2 system will complement and augment the first-generation system so that their combined capacity will be available to meet the growing needs of American consumers. A SpaceX customer user terminal will be able to receive service from satellites of either system. In other words, SpaceX is winning, and it's not even close. During a talk with Mobile World Congress in June 2021, Elon told the audience that Starlink would be available worldwide except at the North and South Poles starting in August 2021. Starlink is now operational in more than 12 countries, and more are being added every month. Elon said in September, Elon tweeted that Starlink would exit its initial beta phase in October, which indicates that the service is continuing to ramp up and expand. It should be noted that Starlink has a backlog of prospective customers waiting to receive equipment and start service. If you're like us, according to Starlink's website, users can expect to see data speeds vary from 50 to 150 megabits per second and latency from 20 to 40 milliseconds in most locations over the next several months. As we launch more satellites, install more ground stations, and improve our networking software, data speed, latency, and uptime will improve dramatically. Starlink's website also warned of brief periods of no connectivity at all. On that note, Elon tweeted that he expected the service to double its top speeds to 300 megabits per second by the end of 2021. But now in 2022, it's still difficult to evaluate such claims since speeds will vary depending on time and location. Despite promising to blanket the entire globe in coverage, by this fall, Starlink service is currently limited to select regions and countries still. The coverage map will grow considerably as more satellites join the constellation. According to Elon, the list of countries currently serviced by the growing network of low Earth orbit satellites includes the US, Canada, the UK, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Switzerland, Denmark, Portugal, Australia, and New Zealand. Starlink's pre-order agreement includes options for requesting service and other countries too, including Italy, Poland, Spain, and Chile. Starlink still has a long way to go, and we'll need about 10,000 satellites in orbit to offer full service worldwide. Right now, it's only about 20% of the way there at best, with coverage focused on regions sitting between 45 and 53 degrees north latitude. But that hasn't stopped Elon from being bullish. Starlink is now accepting orders on the first-come, first-served basis, and then wait your way through the backlog during its beta in 2021. Starlink said that some pre-orders could take at least 6 months to fulfill. The cost of the service is billed at $99 per month, plus taxes and fees, and an initial payment of $499 for the mountable satellite dish and router that you'll need to install at home. Sure, $99 per month is a lot for an internet connection, especially one that isn't nearly as fast as a fiber connection. But Elon is betting that the cost will be worth it for people who have been living with terrible to no internet connections. SpaceX President Gwynne Shotwell recently told a forum on satellite technology that Starlink had no plans to add speed or pricing tiers, with the intention of keeping the cost of the service as clear as possible. Shotwell also said she expects the $499 upfront cost of the receiver dish to come down in the coming years as SpaceX refines its dish designed to lower production costs. The newest version of the dish, introduced after FCC approval in November, is smaller and less expensive to produce than the previous version, although customers still need to pay an upfront fee of $499 to use it. We'll see what Amazon thinks about Starlink's new dish soon enough, most probably via another lengthy complaint to the FCC. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content.